Hello, welcome to a grading tutorial. Occasionally, I have people contacting me to help them grade a book or find restoration. And I was just going to give a quick tutorial on how to improve your skills in spotting restoration. At least this is how I um, use in my early days on how to learn restoration. I don't have black lights. I don't have fancy equipments, but over the years, the more you handle, the more you see a book, understand flaws, the more likely you will be able to spot a restoration from just looking at scans. Especially, for those that are like me, buy a lot from eBay. I learned to look at certain characteristics of a book, characteristic of a flaw, to find restoration if they are there. And one of the best place to go on eBay is, of course, my comic shop, because they provide good scans as well as telling you what kind of restoration they are. So that's the best place to hone your skills. Okay, so I brought up a bunch of examples. Some are not so easy and some are super easy, but let's take a look at the very first one. Okay, Silver Surfer 1, they said it is restoration. Okay, I'm going to give a quick yet slow scan of the book to see if you can spot the restoration. Feel free to pause the video if needed. See if you can spot the color touch. For this video, I'm focusing strictly on color touch because other restoration is not so easy to see from the scan, such as glue or seal on a tear or trimming. But I'm gonna stop right here at the top right corner. Can you see potentially where the restoration can be? Most likely it is right at the top right corner across the comic code stamps. Okay, this is what I would guess, because look at the crease that start in the red area. The fact that the crease stop in a black area and vanish is a red flag for me. Okay, if I see a crease, usually whenever I see a crease that break colors like this, my eyes tend to follow from where it start and where it stop. Okay, so without having the book in hand, I can only guess that the color touch is in the black area to the bottom of the comic code and then continue above the comic code all the way to the top edge. Okay, so that's the kind of thing that I look for. Okay, so I'm pretty certain that if I had this book in hand, that's would be very glaring, obvious in hand. Okay, but that's first example. Next example, I think it's a little bit easier. Once again, it's my comic shop. Let's go once again. What do you think right there? Top left corner. Do you see something? Does it look odd? Potentially, yes. Okay, and even the dark green area above Banshee face, that look kind of odd. Okay, I'm not saying that's where restoration is, but potentially top left of Banshee in the black, as well as top left right there at the corner where the green is darker than the rest of the other green? Potentially, okay? I'm just saying. One of the key thing about, trying to spot restoration from looking at scans like this from eBay listings is having familiarity of the book. Okay, if you see a book often enough and understand how everything should look regardless of the grade, you're more likely to pick up the restorations. Okay, I'm gonna stop right there at the top right. Once again, you don't need black light, you don't need fancy material, you don't need to see bleed through. Can you see it? Can you see the restoration? For those that did, congratulations. For those that need me to point out, right below the comic code, you see the green, you see the color breaking crease, and somebody tried to color in the green. Okay, it's very obvious. This is more obvious than the Silver Surfer #1. Okay, let's go to another example. Okay, here we go again. I'm gonna go real slow. Oops, my bad. Don't need to have that. Let's zoom right here and stop. I'm gonna give you guys a few seconds. Let your eyes scan the screen. This one is very obvious. It's actually probably the easiest one of the three that I showed you so far. If you spot the color touch, congratulations. If you did not, once again, focus your eyes right on Spider-Man leg, his left leg, okay? Very glaring, obvious right there, someone trying to color in the blue. This is the easiest of the three to spot so far, in my opinion. Okay, so let's move on to the last one, which I think is the hardest of the 4 examples. Once again, restore with slight color touch. Okay, this is a tough one. Okay, tough one. A lot of time, unfortunately, color touch cannot be spotted from just looking at scans like this. You need the book in hand. Okay, you don't need a magnifier. Having a magnifier in hand will help significantly, but a lot of time in hand I can spot color touch very quickly. Okay, and that's from just having looked at a lot of color touches over the years and just understand how flaws should be and shouldn't be. Okay, I'm gonna stop right here. Where do you think the color touch is? Can you see it? For those with sharp eyes, there are potentially multiple spots, okay? I'm not saying that this is the only spot, but based on what I can see, take a look at the slight crease between the A and the S. In fantastic, between the A and the S. Can you see the darker spot where the crease is between the A and the S? Okay, now the reason why I pick my comic shop is for those that are familiar with my comic shop. If you go to their website, they provide a slightly better, larger scan that you can zoom in a little bit better. So let's see. I think I have it set up. Here we go. This is the scan from my comic shop website that you can go to. And there you go. What do you think? You see it? Now you see it a little bit better between the A and the S. Right there. Could there be other color touch area? Who knows? But that's good enough for me as far as spotting the color touch in this book. Okay, so I can't harp on enough that, you know, the more you look at Restore color touch books, the more you learn to train your eyes to spot color touches. You know, hopefully that's the message that I can pass on. And that's it for this tutorial. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.